Hey there, Wealth Press subscribers, traders, viewers, and investors. Welcome to another midweek update. I'm here with Lance Ippolito. Lance, how are you doing today?
Uh, Pretty freaking fantastic.
I bet market's on fire today. S&P is up, gold is up, oil's up, everything's up. What's going on?
Well, James, you just jinked that the market was on fire, by the way, because Miss Pelosi just came out and says, will not be a standalone airline bill without a bigger aid plan. And the S&P has fallen 25 handles in about 15 minutes now.
Well, me and my big mouth.
Yep, you caused it, James. You caused it. You are the
Well,
sole reason for the market fears.
I am. Market sentiment once again.
Yes,
So
for
tell me how
sure.
you're making money today then, Lance.
Well, I was chewing on a cigar to celebrate. Um, Basically, I've been pretty darn bullish and long the past 2 weeks. And we had that headline news with Trump saying, or pardon me, we had actually two headline news when Trump initially caught the coronavirus and then checked in the Walter Reed Hospital. And then when he came back, I believe it was Friday, Friday or Monday, where he said no stimulus bill and the market tanked. I've been using weakness to get longer, I should say, and accumulate call options and names that have been bullish before and had institutional call buying. So I could buy those calls sometimes at like even a 50% discount.
Yeah.
And then as we pop higher, like this morning and yesterday, when we pop in the futures overnight, 20, 25 handles, I've been using that to sell, take profits. So this week, it has been a week of profit taking, closed calls in Xerox, Harley-Davidson, Axe the Coding Systems, Net, Cloudflare, just closed some Jemiah this morning. Just a ton of profit taking.
Wow. Awesome. And so is the expectation, is your expectation then that this rally in the market is a long-lived rally, or is it just a sort of a quick rally ahead of well, let's see. Donald Trump said he would not participate in the debate next Wednesday night, the 15th.
Was
And
it, or was it just virtual?
well, it's a virtual debate,
Okay.
but he said he would not participate. And
Oh,
I thought, well, that just doesn't seem to be a justifiable cause for the stock market to rally. Yet rally it does, as if it doesn't matter what Donald Trump says, the market is of its own mind. So that's why I'm wondering, is this a rally that everybody should be piling into, or is it more of a surgical opportunity rather than a carpet bombing opportunity?
well, we have been choppy, and I think that's getting a lot of investors and traders on edge and wanting to stay out the markets. But if you're short term and you have really taken advantage of the headline dips, like, to be honest, like the one we're just seeing where we fell 25 handles, and using that to get long, and then as we pop on, let's say, good news, whether it be stimulus talks are back on again, or the president returning to the White House, whatever it may be, use that to take profits, or at least, like, say, sell half of the position. That's what I've been doing. I'm still leaning bullish, though, into the election, actually, because my thought process is you're having a lot of scared money who doesn't want to get involved right now. And maybe they're right. Maybe we do fall 10, 20% overall in the market. But what I think is going to happen is you have that scare money on the sidelines. They're going to wait for the election or all this garbage that we're seeing intraday, debate, corona, election fears. And by that time where it's safe again, you're going to have the market be up, let's say 10, 20%, and then they're going to pile in. And my thought process is, don't you want to be the one selling to those people who are late to the market, not the one, not the one and the market does tank. And here I am like, oh no, oh, for sure. But what I've been doing as well is at the end of each trading day, buying put options in the indexes or buying VXX call spreads. So therefore I'm hedged. So if we do tank, like when Trump said we had no stimulus bill, I had bought VXX calls before that. I made money on those call options while my overall book was losing money, obviously, because the market was down. So I think being hedged is smart, but not being, oh, I'm going to short the market. And then you wake up and the futures are up, 15, 20 handles. And you're like, crap, now I'm hoping there's bad news or the market goes down. Hoping's not a good strategy out there.
Hope is never a good business model, that's for sure.
Right.
Curious as to whether you played the Regeneron or Gilead on Trump's use of both remdesivir and Regeneron's experimental monoclonal treatment, which seems to be working.
Yeah, I you know what I think it is, and like going out buying, Regeneron here or something. Obviously, you're chasing pretty hardcore. But you know what I think it is yes, it may be these cocktails of drugs by these big company names. I think, and you could go back to JFK. I think they're giving them other drugs in there too to make them feel good. Like for example, JFK was known to take testosterone, and you have to realize, back in those days when testosterone was legal, when you had a lot of athletes take it, especially as an older gentleman, it does make you feel good, and it does help you through that lethargic feeling and such. So I think there was some earlier studies too that testosterone and other steroids were beneficial in treating it. I think it's probably a whole mix of a cocktail of drugs and making how old is he? 70 something, making a 70-year-old feel like a 20-year-old strong like bull male.
Huh. Wow, where do I get some?
Well, James, there's
there's a new sideline for us, Lance. Cross.
Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, to be honest though, obviously, back in the day in the bodybuilding area in California, a lot of the, Arnold and bodybuilders took a lot of hormones. But again, back in those days, it was legal. And then, obviously Mexico's a big hub for the folks in California and the, and at the bulls and such like that take it, horses and such. But here in South Florida, I mean, I could go and drive 20 minutes down the road and I'll see 3 or 4 testosterone hormone clinics, and I see, older gentlemen at the gym with veins bulging out, thinking to myself, goodness, how do I look like you?
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Well, you do have to spend a lot of time in the gym to get that way, no matter what you do to supplement yourself.
Exactly.
Personally, I've just lost the fascination with my own, sort of, what would you call that? My own physique to care enough. Anyway, we digress. Okay, so the airlines, Nancy says there's going to be no standalone bill without a broader stimulus package. The airline stocks predictably took a nosedive. I mean, where's the buying opportunity in the airline stocks? It's inconceivable to me that Democrats and the Republicans are going to allow the airlines to become a bargaining chip in the political environment we're in, and risk wearing that post-election should airlines start to fall and lay off the tens of thousands of employees who are banking on some kind of stimulus to keep them employed. So, I mean, I'm thinking that airlines got to be a buy in here at some point. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I was actually just having this conversation with a few people not too long ago, and you think of GM and Ford getting bailed out, and obviously those recoveries there in the stock. And like, for example, I was looking at American Airlines, ticker symbol AAL, and it's around $13 right now. And I thought to myself, AAL, how low can it go? Can it go from 13 to 10? Sure. Can it go to 13 to 5? Probably not. Can it go to 13 to 20? Yes. Do I think it sees $20 before it sees $5, $7, $8? For sure. The problem is, there's been every bounce that the airliners have, and you'll have some days because any good news people hope for, where they'll rally 5, 6, 7%. And if you go and chase on those rallies, just a day after or two, they're right back down to where they were when you bought them. It hasn't been favorable. And even accumulating on dips on negative news really hasn't paid that well in the airliners and the cruise liners, to be honest. But I do like them. It's just in the options market, which I look at, I haven't seen any, let's say January, let's say March call buying to give me any sort of confidence that, hey, someone's putting millions of dollars at work to accumulate airliners in the options market. It's just not happening. And that's what makes me very cautious is you've had no one really take a stab in these names to say, okay, I'm going to call the low or near the low and start accumulating them. Everything in the options market, it's weeklies, it's front month, it's 30 days or less. So usually these are just traders playing short-term moves, or it's algos running on headline news, buying puts when we have negative comments that are, not emotion, not you and me clicking the mouse. It's just algorithms right there doing short-dated weekly options. So I'm in that camp, and I'm sure a lot of people watching are like, yeah, I'm going to start buying the airliners, or maybe they've already bought them hoping, they do bounce and they do see a recovery, but damn, it ain't that confident. And sure out there, you can't go with the full speed ahead, pedal to the metal, thinking you're going to dip by the airliners and they're going to go straight up, because it ain't happened yet.
Right. Okay, so then where else might a warm body with some ducats to throw into the machine? What else are you liking? Where's it on? What other opportunities can we throw at our viewers here that might cause them to win at the big table?
I like the building material stocks. Because you have the housing market on fire, and one sector that has really held up during this whole pandemic has been housing. If you look at the home builders like Lennar, PHM, Beazer Homes, whatever they may be, they've held up. But a lot of people don't realize names like Louisiana Pacific, LPX, very strong, very, very strong. And then one name I actually bought yesterday, Cornerstone Building Brands, CNR. This stock, it's up 20% in the past 2 days, by the way. But these names actually have held up well, and they're not like some crazy valuation tech names. Cornerstone Building Products for commercial real estate, residential, interstate. They make a lot of the metal products there. These names have actually seen February and March call buying. Louisiana Pacific had a $1.4 million bet yesterday. Cornerstone Building Brands had about 4,000 of the March 10 calls. These are big, aggressive call buyers. They're not speculative, like they're not buying calls super far out the money, stuff like that. They're buying high deltas, basically playing the stock. That's the kind of stuff I like. And you don't hear a lot about these names, just in general, but they're sleepers that have really reacted well, and I think can continue acting well in the future.
Right. Okay, well, that's great. Lance, let's leave it there for now. We'll come back to you in due course. Thanks very much for your time today.